Welcome to a new Bob Sullivan Show presented by KB Building Services. Tonight's episode will feature comedian Richard Reese of Omaha. Bob and Richard will be eating at Hip Bao on 84th and Center. Make sure to stop in for some delicious and perfectly steamed bao. And now, here's Bob Sullivan.
Welcome into a brand new Bob Sullivan Show presented by KB Building Services. Today I am joined by the great local comedian from Omaha, Richard Reese.
What's up, man?
Not too much. How you doing?
All right. Thanks for having me here. I appreciate it.
I like having somebody else with random glasses.
Oh, yeah?
You're going with the more circular, thick rim?
Yeah, I usually switch them up every like 1.5 to 2 years. I get a new pair of glasses, so I just don't start looking like the glasses.
I always wonder how glasses places make their money, because it's always you are always like you go in there and it's like $39 for glasses with a free eye exam.
Yeah.
You make it
$39. They must get a cut of the lens money, because like lenses are not cheap.
No, not at all.
Especially if you got bad eyes like me, like you got to get the triple layered whatever astigmatism.
I wish they would change the charts from can you see the E, B, all that stuff, to something that's just a picture, like an attractive woman or whatever it may be.
Totally, because not everybody can read.
I can care less if I could read those letters. If I can't see a beautiful woman, that's a problem.
Yeah, you're not even going to see a letter E on the beach,
right.
Stripping down.
Yeah. Well, we are at Hip Bao on 84th and Center-ish, just in front of where the old Shopco used to be. That's the way I've been describing it.
Yeah, you can see the Shopco tan line on the building still.
Yeah, the remnants of a once great civilization back there.
Yeah.
An ancient civilization is now gone. Well, speaking of optical, I think there's this Shopco eye place right next
door. Oh, that's
door.
still open?
Yeah.
That's what they put their money into.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not a bad idea. With Amazon can't do eye exams online yet, right?
No.
So.
But man, you're thinking ahead. They should.
It's gonna get to that point, right?
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
Went to my virtual doctor on Amazon and he said.
Yeah. So when did you get your start in comedy?
June of 2000.
Really?
It was a club called Joker's Comedy Club, and it used to be downtown in the old market, but it is not there anymore. But that was where I did my first ever stand-up.
So you're, what, 22 years old? So you've been in the comedy game 19 years. You're only 22 years old, because you don't look like you could be in the comedy game for 19 years.
I was 18, actually.
Wow.
I was 18 years old when I was there. So, yeah, man, it was kind of wild.
What's the toughest part of... Let it rip.
Okay. All right, 2 scallion pancakes.
Awesome.
Sweet. Vegetarian spring rolls, and this right here is a sweet chili sauce to go with those. So, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
It looks awesome, man.
Well, all right. Well, on the pancake, let's, I guess, cheers.
Cheers.
You want some chilies?
Yeah, I definitely should try some of that. I dig that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
It was a great show. For eating. For conversating, not always the best.
Oh yeah. Never mind us.
I'll wait till my next one to double dip.
I'll go for it.
So, when you introduce yourself as a comedian, I get this when I say that I do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They ask what it is, and I was like, well, it's kind of funny, it's kind of sports. Oh, what do you know about sports? Oh, say a joke. I'm sure you get that all the time when you say you're a comedian. Oh, tell me a joke. It's like, dude, it's not really, there's a time and a place. Right now it's not the time or the place.
It is quite annoying. It's like my buddy, I was just talking to him about this the other day. He's a police officer, and he was talking about how he hates it when people introduce him as a, here's my friend, he's a cop, like right away. And it's that thing of you're trying not to be defined by what you do. And it's like I'm more than just a cop. I'm not just a cop. Like same here, I'm not just a comedian. I'm goofy on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that does get a little annoying when people do that. But I mean, it comes with the territory. Not everybody is cool.
No. No, and I greatly sympathize with comedians and whatnot, where it's like, hey, the tell me a joke type of thing. It's like, I don't think they realize how difficult that is. Like in the moment, like, oh, that's like, I mean, when a
because every time I've done it, most of the time I would say, not to cut you off, but
go ahead.
Half of the time they, even if it's a funny joke, they look at you like, oh, like they don't get it,
And the stand-up is so much different from funny in a room, from funny in, funny in certain situations, being able to make certain, but yeah, right off the bat, it just doesn't work. It's not, what's that show called with Drew Carey and all the, whose line is it anyway?
Oh yeah.
You can't just do that, right? No.
No. Give me an object and a place.
These are the vegetarian spring rolls.
Veggie rolls.
Yeah.
All right.
I felt like get a little some carbs, get some vegetarian stuff, get some fried stuff, and we can give these people what they want.
Yeah.
These fans what they want.
Good mix.
Mm-hmm. So how many years have you been doing? Have you opened at the Funny Bone? Because that's where I first saw you, and I thought you were absolutely hilarious.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I think my first gig there was 2004, maybe. It might have been the end of 2004. So I've been doing open mics for like 3 years and some change, somewhere around then.
When was the first time you thought you could make it a career?
Honestly, the first night I ever did it.
Really?
Because some people have like different experiences. It either goes well or goes bad. Mm-hmm. And it went well for me. And I had always thought that I was funny. It was 3 minutes. I got laughs, and right then I was like, it hooked me.
Were you nervous going into that first one, or were you just?
Oh man, it was the most nervous I've ever been in my life. I don't really actually even remember being on stage. I remember watching the tape, but I don't really remember being up there because it was just a blur.
What is the best advice you've gotten from somebody that you've opened for?
Slow down.
No
matter how fast, with public speaking, no matter how fast or how slow you think you're going, you can always go slower. Oh yeah, it's excellent.
Awesome. That's one of my favorite, the pancake.
The pancake is amazing.
I was a little worried. I was like, pancake, but it tastes really good.
I like vegetarian egg roll. Yeah. I kind of have it every day before. But I'm slowly getting weight because I eat too much things. So I'm like,
too much bread, huh?
Too much bread, yeah.
Are these the fried?
Yeah, they are fried.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fried chicken?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect.
Awesome. Thank you
Enjoy.
very much.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to try it? Would you like to bow down to me?
Oh yeah.
Oh. I would recommend, I think this is a little garlic sauce.
Oh, okay.
I recommend a little of that. And then this is a little bit of a chili type of chili stuff.
I like a little spice here and there.
Away we go.
Have you had that before?
Oh, no. Well, I came in here a couple weeks ago, and I ordered, I believe it was the pork bao, and I just looked up at the wall like, oh, these aren't going to be that big. This is not going to be a problem. So I ordered 12 of them. Big mistake. There was this whole thing was like topped off, and I was like, yeah, no.
Oh man,
That was too many.
I hope I can get a couple of these down.
You know, I keep saying, I think this might be my favorite episode, but I think this might be my favorite episode of eating so far.
Oh.
I like the, got a good mix of stuff here. This is,
Now let me ask you a question. How long have you been doing this show?
podcast I started doing a podcast just in 2012. Actually, I was looking it up yesterday.
Okay.
And so about 7 years, but I took a break. Oh, whoop, it's got a little kick to it. Took a little break like last year and just kind of took some time off from it. And then I had somebody ask me that why haven't you started doing it again, and inspired me to do this, and now I'm doing video podcasts with local celebrities such as yourself, and trying to highlight local businesses, local restaurants, local
That's cool,
personalities.
man. That's really cool. And you know, I never even heard of this place. I've never been here, so now I know.
Well, now we can recommend it.
Yeah, totally.
Now we can give shameless plugs to Hip Bao. But yeah, the original reason I started my podcast was during that time I was struggling with social anxiety. In 2012, was struggling with some social anxiety and depression issues, and my therapist was like, "Why don't you just start going out to lunch with people?" And I was like, "I don't really want to do that."
You know,
So to
when
cover,
you think of anxiety and then like, you know, hanging out with strangers, it's not like it doesn't sound like a good mix.
no, but it's kind of like immersion therapy or something.
Yeah, totally.
But the idea, so I originally started with just friends, just interviewing a friend, and to cover up that it was therapy, I made it a podcast. So then eventually people were listening, and so. But yeah, that's the original reason why I started it and when I started it. So.
Well, that's pretty cool, man. I'm all for like doing things, no matter what it is. Because people will have ideas until they turn into dust, instead of just doing it.
But the execution of stuff like this is not easy. It's actually really stressful.
Yeah.
And I know, I'm sure you deal with a lot of the same stuff where, I know you do, was it Dick Reese?
Yeah.
Is it Dick Reese Mysteries? Is that what it's called?
You know, I don't know if I have a name for it. It just says it's Dick Reese Adventures, but it's mysteries that he never solves, basically.
Where you, I mean, just trying to put something together that people like.
Why not? And if it gets 2 views, 3 views, 300,000 views, it doesn't matter. You made it, you put it out there, it's there.
I can tell you, there's been a lot more bombs and hits in my on my shows, but
Same in my life.
it's funny. Like I'll be thinking, like, what am I going to ask the guest as I'm walking through this door? Like I try not to think about the interview until then, so it's more organic. But then when I initially ask a question or something like, oh man, that's going to be a really good question. Then I watch it. It's like, okay, that was a terrible question.
You're your worst critic.
Yeah. Do you, when you're writing a joke, what would you say how long does it take you to put together? How many people do you bounce it off of before you go out on stage to perform?
I mean, sometimes it could be right away, like I know that's funny and I don't even have to ask anybody about it. And then sometimes I'll send it through different filters and whatnot. But I would say, like for me, for every like 10 jokes I try to write, 2 to 3 are funny. Or 2 to 3 will remain in the act, or I'll keep working on it. And the other 7 go on a back burner somewhere. So it kind of depends. Like yesterday, I wrote a joke about that had to suck for Jesus, to like have a birthday on Christmas. I mean, that just kind of
Yeah.
That had to suck. But like, I just wrote that yesterday, and that's the first time I ever told anybody.
Yeah, share it with he has to share it with the Savior. It's
Yeah.
kind of,
I know. Right?
I mean, imagine being named Jesus and your birthday's on Christmas. How confusing would that be? And then, but I guess like if you're Jesus' family, you could put on the calendar, Jesus is coming on the 25th, and it means that Jesus is coming over for Christmas dinner.
Yeah, come to hang out.
I mean, there's a lot of things you can do there.
Isn't he Jewish? Does he celebrate Christmas?
What is the one thing that you like about social media, one thing that you hate about it for your career?
That's a really good question. I like the fact that it's so easy to connect, and that it blurs the lines of distance.
Yeah.
The one thing I do hate about it is having to have to do it. I mean, because you got to keep up with what is going on. So, I mean, if I had my choice, I would have a website and that'd be it.
Yeah.
But you got to have the Snapchat and the Instagram and the Twitter and the YouTube and and it just comes with the territory. I'm like, prior, George Carlin didn't have to deal with any of this crap, man. It was all word of mouth.
And I don't think they would have.
No.
I think they would have just been like, well, people like me, they like me, and that's it. Like,
Yeah.
but do you think it's easier to be discovered today or harder? Because I kind of feel like with how many avenues there are to find somebody, that there's so many people that can be funny. Or I mean, you just look at like YouTube, and I mean, everybody and their mother can have a YouTube.
I think it's
myself.
I think it's easier to be discovered, but I think it's harder to stand out
Yeah.
from everybody trying to be discovered. That's a delicate balance.
It's kind of a mind F as far as how you think about it too.
Yeah.
It's just, love this food. I don't think.
It's like, do you watch NFL? You play football or?
I watch it. I watch. Just watch NFL. I watch more college football because I'm hungover on Sundays. Then I miss most of the games on Sunday.
I hear that. Well, I was trying to equate that social media thing to like how they play more games now. They used to play a certain amount of games back in the day, and now it's like double that amount or however many they play. And it's like, is that good or bad? I mean, I guess it's good because there are more games you can watch, but then people get injured, and so it's bad in that respect. A lot of feelings get injured on social media.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a big napkins abuser.
These are restaurant napkins that are quite thin.
Although, I'm glad they have them on the table.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than going to like a rib place or a wing place or something like that, and you get no napkins.
Yeah, to get
Yeah, or they just come by and they're like, okay, here's 10 napkins for a table of 6. And it's like, no, that's not going to happen. I need this here with me so that I have something to fall back on.
These are really good. This is something I wouldn't have ordered unless I saw it.
Well, that's my intention, is to get more people to get in here. You. I think when I asked you to be on the show, I asked you, so I give the guest whatever. I just like, hey, yeah, whatever you want. And you suggested sushi, but I was driving right by here, and I just kind of did a U-turn and came in, and I was like, hey, do you guys want to host a podcast?
That's pretty cool.
They're like, sure. I don't regret that decision, although it's not sushi.
I don't regret agreeing to do it, because I was starving today.
Yeah, I saved up all my calories for this. How many podcasts have you been on?
Not a whole lot. I think I've only been on about maybe 3 or 4.
Do you like the platform? Do you?
I like it. I definitely like it. It's I mean, so many people listen to podcasts. It's new radio, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even regular radio drops off their podcasts, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like it. I dig it. I listen to the only one I really listen to or try to listen to is it's a James Bond podcast called James Bonding.
Okay.
And it's just 2 guys. They watch James Bond movies and they talk about them.
Just over and over and over again? Or?
Yeah, pretty much. Or they, some Bond news. They'll do a podcast on the Bond news.
Wow.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
All right. Do you need more drink?
I think I'm cool for it.
Let me grab it.
All right.
That sauce is delicious. That's amazing. Not too hot, not too sweet. Just a nice little.
It's perfect. I'm gonna bring my wife here.
Well, you can tell her your first date was here with me.
Had a test date with Bob.
That would be a good business.
Test date.
Where, yeah.
You send someone on a date with someone else. Let's see how they like it.
Like, a wife is trying to come up with something new for her husband and her to go out to.
Yeah.
And she knows he's a little picky about something. And then she goes out on a date with me. And then we have a nice little conversation, and then we eat the food, and then, I mean, it could get a little dicey when if her husband gets wind that his wife's going out to dinner with somebody, or she went out to dinner with somebody else before.
It was a test date, I promise.
The test date app. You go out to dinner with me.
Instant millionaire, billionaire.
Mm-hmm. You get like a platter of stuff like this.
Yep.
And then,
I'm surprised Facebook waited this long to do their dating stuff that they're doing now.
oh, they're doing that?
Mm-hmm.
That's, what would you need a dating thing on Facebook? Isn't that what it's already for? Like, can't you just send out a direct message?
Yeah, for the most part, I mean, if you want to be straightforward, but now I think they've gotten into the algorithms of matching people and all of that crap.
That must be why I'm getting a lot of matches with people that have no mutual friends.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
On like regular dating apps?
No, just on Facebook.
Okay. Get those bots that always try to add me. And it's always your creepy friend that's a mutual friend with them. Like you would add a bot.
I have. I'm friends with a couple of people that I had on my previous show, like old baseball players. And I'll get like some random Facebook friend request from just a smoke show of a chick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, start looking through it. It's like, oh yeah, she's friends with former Major League Baseball pitcher or something like that. And I'm like, wonder if she's real. And then I start looking through her stuff, and it's like, add me on sexchat.com. And it's like, okay, nope, I'll be good right now. Well, you've opened for just about anybody and everybody that's come through Funny Bone.
Mm-hmm.
I am curious though, what's the most? Because if a group is coming to watch Tom Segura or Bert Kreischer, it's a different group that is coming to watch Jerry Seinfeld. Like, it's just completely different types of comedy.
Yeah.
Comedy nights. Or you're coming to watch Amy Schumer versus, I don't know, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, we got a lot of cult followings now. Like it's no one huge comedian that everybody flocks to. Like it's a lot of comedians have their own groups of fans, and it's a pretty amazing atmosphere.
Well, do you do your own? Do you change what you're gonna? Because I saw you open for Ryan Hamilton, but it is your and Bert Kreischer, and they were just different. Those are two completely different comedians, two completely different styles, and I felt like you had two completely different opening sets.
Oh, okay.
So did you mindfully do that because you thought
It's
that those two
usually-
crowds are going to be different, or do you?
Not necessarily the crowds, but the comedian I'm working with.
Okay.
And Ryan Hamilton's he pretty much a clean, straightforward
Mhm.
comedian. I mean, he doesn't try to be clean. He just doesn't cuss during his act. So
And
I
tries to
don't-
be super weird.
Yeah, and I don't want to go up there cussing up a storm before somebody who doesn't cuss.
Mhm.
Whereas like somebody like Bert Kreischer, I might be able to get a few words in because he's gonna cuss up a storm when he gets up there. So yeah, I know that in my head when I go up there, and then I kind of edit on the fly. As the first guy too, if I'm hosting, they're the first person they see, so I kind of gotta surf. I say it all the time when I'm on stage, like I'm just surfing right now, because when stuff's kind of moving around, let them know, hey, I'm surfing. I'm just trying to find the medium wave where you guys are at.
Well, Richard, before we get out of here, you have you had a recent special at, was it SAC?
Yeah, Space.
How did that go?
I think it went good, man. I'm still editing the footage right now, but I think it went good. We had like about 200 plus people there, and it was a good vibe. I think it worked out.
Awesome. And then, do you know when that's going to be out, or?
I'm hoping to get it out. What is this? I don't know what the day is. September something.
20. It's a Tuesday in September.
Tuesday in September. So, we know about Tuesday in September.
Yeah.
Take it way back. Never forget.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All right. Not that kind of Tuesday in September.
I'm hoping a month and a half to 2 months. I'm hoping it'll be done because I haven't edited since the week of the show because my eyes were getting numb looking at the footage over and over, and so I just put it on the back burner and I started some new projects, and I'll get back on it probably sometime this week.
Gotcha. Well, tell us where we can find you on Twitter. When's your next?
I'm doing a flood aid show this Saturday, the 28th in Fremont. It's all the proceeds go to fix like roads and bridges and stuff that was damaged from our floods here in Nebraska early in the year. So I'll be on stage 5 o'clock Saturday the 28th in Fremont. Don't know the venue, but you can Google it. And yeah, at Richard Reese on Twitter, and richardreeselive.com is my website.
Awesome. Richard,
Thank you,
honor to
man.
meet you. Love
Appreciate
watching you at the Funny Bone. Yeah, go check him out at